would turn on a hair dryer for hours and put it under her bed, and I was like, you're gonna light this dorm on fire.
And she did that in our first 2 years. Oh my gosh, hello? Oh my gosh, hi? Oh my gosh, is this happening? For those of you who don't know, I'm really excited right now. All right, what's up everyone? Welcome to a brand new stream and a brand new game. My name is Queen Bee, and today I am here with my old roommate, DeadEyedDove, one of my best friends in the entire world, and we are here to spill some tea, unearth some old drama, but also just catch up and get to know each other. So if you like this, hit subscribe, hit like, you know what to do, all the fun things. All right, let me introduce her. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we met first year university. We were both 18, and basically the university has everybody fill out forms, and then we fill out forms, and the university matches everybody up in a dorm room based on how well they think everybody will get along, and well, they matched us up very well.
Yes, they matched us up really well.
And let's not forget Bethany.
Let's not forget the person, the woman.
Rooney.
Rooney. We need to get her. Could you imagine if we got our gaming as well?
I would love that.
I personally, yeah,
No.
I would be so down.
Oh my god, has it been 10 years?
Stop it right now. Has it been 10 years?
It's been 10 years, yeah. We met when we were 18. We're 28.
Because we graduated in 20.
Oh my god!
We're so old! Oh my god! We're so old! But yeah, this is aging us a bit, but it's...
We can be old together, it's okay.
It's okay, we've got each other.
The next generation of the Golden Girls in the making.
You best believe we're gonna be those like old women just sitting with their wine glasses on the porch talking about the good time, or it's gonna be a coffee just with an exorbitant amount of Baileys, just like
We're gonna be coffee.
Oh, 100%. So yeah, we met 10 years ago. She stuck around through all of my antics, all of the craziness, and we've been through it. Our first couple of years together, we went through it. We definitely did. But we lived together our first year. We decided to continue living together in our second year, still on campus. And then our third year, we moved off campus and lived together for our third year in a row. So it's been 3 years. Yeah, she dealt with me for a lot of my antics, a lot of like living style stuff, which I was still trying to figure out. And it's been honestly great, and we're here to not only talk about our crazy roommate stories, but to like unearth some old stuff and just like catch up too. Because a big part of the reason why I wanted to do this is just because like it's been a while since we like really sat down and hung out and chatted together.
I know, it's been too long.
And
the whole adulting thing gets in the way.
Adulting, but also this is our first time playing Valorant together.
I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Because you're good at this game. Like I mainly Call of Duty or like Apex and Overwatch, and I kind of just started getting to Valorant. But you're like a legit beast at the game, bro.
No, I'm not. You're being so nice to me. What the heck?
I've seen I watched your streams and your TikToks, girl. You're a beast.
I just start crying. I haven't warmed up yet though, so it's a good thing we are going into this unrated. So I'm just gonna press start, get us in there. Mainly, okay, I wasn't expecting it to go that fast, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm a controller main, so PC is secondary to me.
Okay, so it's a good thing you told me you're a controller main. I play Sage, so...
I play Fade and or Raze.
Okay, so I would lock in Fade. Actually, yeah, I'd lock in Fade. Yeah, look at this team comp. This works out great. Okay, so the big thing that I find crazy is that you've been gaming like more intensely longer than I have. So tell the stream a little bit about your gaming history because it's vastly different than mine.
Gaming since I was about 5, and I definitely started out in the classic Mario.
Classic?
Yeah, Nintendo 64, like not like the original Mario, but like the Mario 64.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first game. And then when I was 11, my older cousin Matt introduced me to Medal of Honor. That was it. Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
That's how I got into first-person shooters.
Oh.
And my dad randomly got me Call of Duty. And then I played that a lot. I was in an MLG clan very briefly.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, I mostly play shooters. I think the reason why I like shooters so much is because my cousin, do you remember the original James Bond on N64?
Not really, no, actually.
Well, he would spat me around in that all the time. And I was like, I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna get better at first-person shooters and beat you. And
I love
finally,
that.
in Black Ops 2, he got what he deserved.
I love it. We love the story arc there. A coming of age story, as we say. No. Yeah, so like, and another thing is in my first year, I was definitely not in my gaming phase anymore. I definitely went through phases in my life. When DeadEyedDove was, when we were in first year and second year, like you were gaming while we were at university, whereas I wasn't. When our entire relationship didn't start based on gaming, it started because we were living together, which is wild to me.
Disney.
Also, because I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that we both have a very unhealthy obsession with Disney. but like considering we're now both gaming streamers, you'd think that our roommateship and friendship would have been based on the fact that we were both gamers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know. It was based entirely something different.
Eliminated. One enemy remaining.
Nice. Good job. Good teamwork. Wow.
The hell is it?
You see it? You got it? Okay, good.
You want half point?
No, you got it. You got it. You got it. This guy's talking about us skipping the Vandal, and I'm like, what Vandal?
Send this quickly.
He's being dramatic for an unrated. When we lived together, for context, we lived in a townhouse-style living space for 2 years, and then we lived in a semi-detached for the 3rd year. So we lived in that type of scenario, and our first year, we lived with, there was 8 of us our first year, right? No, there was 7.
No, there was 8 of us.
There was 8 because, oh yeah. Oh my lord, you're not Grim. Did he just... He's pissed. Okay, but yeah, we lived with 8 people our first year. We lived with 8 people our second year as well. And then in 3rd year, we lived originally with 4, and then with 5, and then with 7. Like, that's kind of the span of how it went.
7 plus baby.
Plus a baby and a cat. So a lot of people are always like, what? You live with that many people in a house? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Do we want to start at the beginning? Because I feel like our first 2 years with this person, we're okay.
I just remember the hairdryer thing. I'm scarred.
Oh my god. Okay. So.
Enemy spotted A. Spike down A.
Oh, on top.
Wait, really?
There she is. Nice! You got her!
God.
You're better! Good job. Okay, so the story starts with, we had a couple of like weird roommate situations over the course of the years. We had a horror roommate story. We have a real horror roommate story. And I've been hesitant to talk about it on my own because, number one, it kind of sounds fake. Like
But it's so not.
but it's not, which is why I'm like, I need backup for this because
I need a witness.
like literally a witness to everything.
One enemy remaining.
It all starts with some red flags in our first 2 years. So for context, because we lived on campus for our first 2 years, I feel like the majority of the signs that we saw, it's not that they weren't red flags. It's just the things that we were noticing weren't issues until we moved off campus.
Yeah.
I feel like because we were on campus and the university was regulating a lot of the rules, a lot of the issues that this person may have had were not towards us. It was towards the university that we went to.
Oh, 100%.
I guess in our first 2 years, especially because you were their direct roommate. And I would say in your first 2 years, what kind of red flag signs did you see?
For me, it was just any complaints we did have or tried to work out, like something to make everybody feel more comfortable living with this individual. They were not open or receptive and would call mommy.
Yeah, okay.
Like, the mom always stepped in. And this was a big one for me. She would turn on a hairdryer for hours and put it under her bed. And I was like, you're going to light this dorm on fire.
And she did that in our first 2 years.
Spike down C.
I'd say like risky behavior with the opposite gender too. But Again, I think that was toned down
One enemy
because
remaining.
she could
30
get kicked
seconds
off campus
Yeah.
if they found out. So she toned it down at least.
I actually looked it up at the time. Number one leading cause of house fires in the main metropolis city that we were in was doing this behavior. Didn't buy a heater, just used a hairdryer. I can't. They also were, yeah, like you said, they were an athlete, so they had a very specific schedule and a specific diet that they had. And we would go and cheer them on at their games. It's not like we weren't good friends with this person. Like, we'd watch movies together. Their behavior with guys was very questionable.
Yeah, we used to like go to dinner, bars and stuff with this person.
Like, we'd go out with this person.
Nice, good finish.
Good job. Woo! Look at this teamwork. So, and another thing is, like, yes, she would call her mom for everything, which, like, we're 18. Like, I think there's a time and a place for that type of behavior, but we were talking anything that could have gone wrong, mom would come and save her for everything.
Yeah.
Like she wouldn't fight her own battles and be independent.
You remember when she had her mom talk to the volleyball coach?
Spike.
Oh my god, no! Oh my god. Okay, so for context, she was on the volleyball team, so this was a big piece of her personality. We all whiffed. We all whiffed. My bad.
Just like take my
Last
creature
round in the
Yeah.
half.
After first year, we had the best, most amazing residence advisors. Love them to this day. Absolute beautiful human. They dealt with a lot, you know. We could decide in second year to all still live together, and DeadEyedDove continues to live with this person as their direct roommate. And in second year, we moved in with a couple of new girls. We kind of vibed with some of them, kind of didn't with others. That's fine. We lived our lives. This is where I believe I had a party era first year, but second year I would say was the start of something.
for partying.
Yeah. What would you say?
You know what it was? It was like as soon as I broke up with my first long-term relationship, we were all just kind of like, let's go.
Exactly. We were all like, as soon as that happened, I felt like the world opened up. You know what I mean?
Like me and you were kind of like, we'll say, wilder, and Bethany at that time was more conservative. But then
Yeah.
as soon as I was single, me and you were both just like, let's go.
Let's go. And it's Bethany was also conservative because at the time she was engaged to someone who we're very glad she's out of that. But she was engaged, so she wasn't willing to go necessarily out the same way that we were. And this roommate that we had continued to be a volleyball player, continued to live their best life, you know, do what they needed to do. However, I would say second year is when maybe this person was a little bit less, not that she was less interested in joining us, but we noticed at the end of this year, we had all decided to live together for our third year in a row.
Yeah.
And this is when I feel like her mom became more of a bigger presence in our lives.
48 on
Enemy
raise.
remaining.
She's above.
Good job. This is where her mom became more of a bigger presence in our lives. But I also feel like when we decided to move off campus, this is when everything started. Number one, big thing, the room situation. I think this was the first kind of big red flag. So we were going to be living with two other people. It didn't work out with these people. But at the time, we were all pulling to see who was going to get the master bedroom. Why are they all here?
Can't use this yet. Reloading. Here.
One enemy remaining.
Oh no.
We could go to another site.
It's 3v1.
Spike down.
Spike down A.
Yeah, she's literally in that corner to the left.
Last enemy taken.
Nice!
Woo! Thank you. We did it. So I would say we were pulling for rooms. This person did not get the master bedroom when she pulled. So we could tell immediately that her mood had changed in this moment. It went to one of the girls who it actually didn't end up working with, that we were going to be moving out with her. So when these people backed out, I had decided that I was going to be... There's 3 there.
Player standing.
So basically, what happened is we were supposed to be living with 2 people. They left. And so now we went from having 6 people to 4 people who we were going to be living with. Myself, DeadEyedDove, our horror roommate, and one of my good friends that I had met through volunteering. We were all kind of in this disarray. I love Amanda. She's married now! Did you see that?
I saw that.
Married,
Yeah.
beautiful life. But at the time, it was just us 4. So we were kind of reaching out to our contacts at this point. The girls that we were currently living with ended up getting the house directly next to us. And this is super important to the story. The girls that we were currently living with, we decided not to live with them, but we got houses next to each other. So we were still in super close contact with them. What ended up happening that summer is I stayed for 2 months in the city where our house was, where our college and our university was. 2 months, then I was going to go to camp. So I took on the huge financial responsibility. Hold on. I think we need to focus in on here. Oh, I died. So I took on the financial responsibility of the house and all the finances. So that piece. So that's also super important to the story. So I decided to live there during the summer, and we found a subletter to come in, but it wasn't found by us. It was found by our horror roommate. She actually took all the money, instead of it going towards the whole rent of everyone and then all of our rents get reduced. She tried to get it where, because she found the subletter, that her rent was then paid for that month. And then we were to take on the bigger brunt of the fact that, like, the bigger rent. So that was a big no bueno. That was our first kind of big contention issue. So I'm at work and I'm talking to my parents about this, and I'm like, what are we going to do? Like, this is what she thinks is going to go down. She's like moved into the master even though she wasn't supposed to get it. I ended up calling her that night and we were trying to figure out the master bedroom situation, and we agreed that we were going to pull again. And she was like, yep, I'm okay with that. Let's pull names again. We'll do it fairly now that there's only 4 of us. And we agreed that the subletter was going to take the full brunt of it all.
No.
I have no idea where they are.
3.
I'm gonna move out of the way.
I think Brim's trying to flank you.
One enemy remaining.
Well.
Oh, he ulted too. He's pissed. Good job. He's fuming.
Oh.
Imagine wasting your ult like that. Couldn't be me.
Didn't she end up just coming in like 2 weeks early and just taking the master bedroom anyways?
Yeah, but at the time we agreed we were gonna take it. She eventually just took it for her own, came 2 weeks early when she knew I was gone and at camp. But that night we had a really good conversation. I felt good about it. I felt really good. The next day I go into work and I'm painting the gym walls. So I'm like doing some pretty intense work. Normally at this job, like there's a moment where you can sit down throughout the day and you have about an hour to yourself. The rest of the day, because of all the painting, it's hard work. Like, it's hard work. So I'm working away and I get a phone call and I look at my phone and it's her name. So I'm like, uh-oh, like, we just talked about this. Like, I'm feeling okay with it. Like, why is she calling me in the middle of the workday? So I go to the dryer, like the laundry room, and I'm like, hey, like, I'm so glad. Dang it, I missed. And as soon as I pick up, I remember the words I said. I was like, hey, thank you so much for calling me. I'm so glad we could try to figure this out over the phone. Like, I know we talked over text. And
One enemy remaining.
how did that Omen hit that shot? And immediately, it's her mom on the phone.
Oh my god.
It's her mom. And she's like, hi, is this Kat? And I'm like, hi, yes, like,
Seconds left.
hi, nice to hear from you. I'm currently at work, so, like, I don't really have much time to talk. I just picked up out of common courtesy to, like, let her know that, like, I want to hear about this. I want to figure this out further, but I'm at work. I can't talk. And she's like, no. You're not going to pick up the phone on me that easily. And proceeds to, like, make me cry. Essentially. Just, like, talking about how her daughter deserves the master bedroom, how I shouldn't be talking to her daughter in the way that I was last night, and essentially blowing things up.
Yeah.
And the tone of the conversation was quite negative and obviously focused on her daughter. But what we...
Why does she deserve the master bedroom
Yeah,
over anybody else?
exactly. Why does she deserve the master bedroom over everyone else? That was the big piece. But also, like, talking about the money situation. She didn't like that I was in charge of the money and that, like, her checks were going towards me and not, like, the owner of the place. And I said, well, that wasn't up to us. That was up to our agreement, like our landlord agreement that it needs to be one sole proprietor, one sole person paying for it. But I did mention that my dad was also on the lease with us. So it was like, if anything happened, my dad is also responsible. She did not know that. Lied to her about that part. So anyway, long story short, I'm trying to paint with all of this happening. My boss comes in, sees me on the phone in the laundry room crying, and is like, okay, you need to hang up that phone right now. Like, she hears my boss in the background being like, oh, I had no idea that it would be that big of a deal. Like, blah, 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 whatever. I get in trouble with my boss for being on my phone at work. So anyway, I got in trouble at work. I tell my parents what happened. And my dad is pissed. Beyond pissed at this point.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
Your duty is not over. Fire in the hole. Bring them down.
I feel in 10.
Sorry.
Nice, good job.
Attackers win.
We won! We did it! We're better! I actually don't remember how we resolved the issue, this first issue. I don't remember if this was the issue that my dad called her and stepped in, or if this was the issue where my mom talked to her. But because obviously I'm having issues with my timeline. But essentially we figured out the story. We went to camp. We come back from the summer and she now has the master bedroom. When we come back from the summer, we also got in contact with our old roommate's cousin, who then also moves in with us. So our rent was split equally amongst 6 people and pretty affordable for 6 people. With 5 people, we were stretching it. Like, I don't know if you felt that way too, but I felt stretched financially from it.
No, I definitely did. Like, I went from working like 45 hours in the summer, and then I like stepped it up to like 50, 55 because I knew. Like, I had it calculated and I knew, and then I thought when she had the subletter, I was like, okay, great, that'll make it easier. But then she just took the money and I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, that she took the money. It was a wild situation. I actually ended up not going back to this workplace after my 3rd year because of that situation with her mom on the phone. I believe that was like the ultimate like tipping point.